The advances in technology that we've seen over the past 30 years have probably been the greatest advantage to our generation, both of millennials and of the other groups that are within this period of time. What we deal with, however, is also the idea that technology is a throwaway thing, that you can just get rid of it and you can replace it with something newer and better. So when the headphones that I found broke, that was something that really stuck with me. You know, you spend so much money and time on something that you really enjoy, but it's built in a way that doesn't last and can be easily broken, and then the idea is you just replace it. And that really bothered me because it's, you know, the technology on the headphones still works. It's the actual structure of the headphones that is lacking. And that was one of the main things that really pushed me to try to develop something better. From Rhino to SolidWorks, AutoCAD, and they all bring a different flavor to how you build things and how you think about designing them, because they have different processes and methods that have to be used in different ways but solve the same problem most of the time. So when I had these parts, I looked at it as, you know, how do I create these parts but also use the software to my advantage to be able to make adjustments and be able to have a more versatile platform moving forward. So if I have an issue, once I've made the parts and had them printed out, I can easily change it and make them better as I move forward. Having worked in high-end prototyping before as one of my first jobs out of college, I understand the process of creating these parts that I've just created in CAD. You know, there's several different ways you can go about it. You can go about the reductive process, which you start out, you know, with a CNC machine and a slab, and you take away material until you have the part. Or you can do an additive process, which is 3D printing, and, you know, you create the part from layers upon layers of material. One is more expensive than the other, obviously. You know, 3D printing is much less expensive than the traditional CNCing parts and getting a prototype through that method. And I knew that the best way to do that would be to find somebody that I could partner with that does 3D printing. Finding the right additive manufacturing partner is key in, you know, being able to not only produce the part that you have or the design, but also have somebody that's going to listen to what you want, what your needs are, what you're trying to do, because, you know, they have more experience and understanding sometimes than you do, and it's important to bring that experience to bear when you're going out and trying to find somebody to work with. And so, you know, Additive America was a place that I saw through LinkedIn. Zach's posts were really interesting. It showed that he had a lot of passion for what he was doing. He really enjoyed what he was doing, and also he's very good at what he was doing. And that really struck a chord with me, because I wanted to work with somebody who is passionate, because that passion is going to drive them for perfection, and not only in my tiny headphones project, but in everything that he was doing. So that was really important to me, to see that in him and see that through his, you know, social media postings. The entire process from, you know, initial inception of, you know, this is what I want to do, to, you know, creating the parts and then finding somebody to 3D print them and then having the parts in hand took about a month. Additive America really was the shortest part of that entire process, because I gave them the CAD files, I talked to them about what I needed. They were super responsive, super quick about getting those parts back to me in the way that I needed to, and that was the easiest part of the entire process, really. Working with Zach and Additive America overall has been just a really positive experience. When you go out to try to have something produced that you've designed, and the person that you're giving it to is right there with you every step of the way and is like, I want to build this, this is super cool, is always helpful. And that's why in the future, you know, I'm gonna go to them with any projects that I have, because I know I'm going to get a positive response of, yeah, let's totally do this, instead of, you know, either they don't get back to you or they're just not enthused about what you're doing. You want to find a partnership with somebody that's going to, you know, be as much of an advocate for what you're doing as you are, because that shows that they care and they're willing to, you know, work really hard to get you what you need so that you can succeed, and in the end they can succeed as well.